With a shift to remote working being a norm, video calls are becoming a thing in our daily lives, whether you're working from home, whether you're a student on home-based learning, or simply just connecting with friends and family. Now, just because we're working from home, it doesn't mean that we have to appear to be less presentable than we would have in a face-to-face meeting in the office. There are various ways you can improve your visual presentation in a video call, which we will touch on today, as well as discuss how a simple addition such as a webcam can make a difference. Here I am sharing with you an excellent find today, which is the Sentinel Webcam from Tecgear. Now this webcam retails at $22.90 Singapore dollars, which is a very budget webcam that you can add on to your work from home setup to improve your visual presentations in video calls or if you're making live streams. Gone are the days whereby webcams are mainly for live streamers. Today there are really plenty of budget webcams out there. It is about finding the best which gives you the best value for your money, which most of our laptop cameras are inferior to. At $22.90 Singapore dollars, once again, you get a full HD 1080p webcam, and this can perform up to 30 frames per second, which is more than sufficient for your video calls and live streams. This webcam also comes with autofocus and low light correction capabilities, a built-in microphone, and a 69-degree field of view, which means this isn't a wide-angle camera. Many of us would have mobile phones that can shoot photos in wide angle, and we love how it looks. But to be honest, when it comes to webcam, I'm not sure if it works for you or against you. If you have a great room you are working or streaming in and you have put in effort to prep the room to showcase your background when you're on video calls or live stream, then perhaps the wide angle feature is for you. Otherwise, a 69-degree field of view is actually great if you do not want your audience to be judging you based on your background environment. This webcam is also plug and play, which means that if you've got a corporate laptop device that is administrator controlled, you will be able to use this webcam as there's no software required for download. Here there is a USB Type-A cable which is attached to the webcam. You can't remove it, and that is common for a lot of webcams anyway. This cable is 1.9 meters long and is powered by USB 2.0. The webcam also has a privacy lens cover, which can be useful if you need to stop projecting your video and all you need to do is to flip the cover down rather than have to navigate your mouse to manually turn off video in whichever platform you're using. The cover doesn't feel loose, it can hold at any angle, which is great. It also has a flexible clip which you can clip to a monitor or on top of your laptop, and on the underside of the clip there is this nice velvet material that will help prevent scratches to the surface you attach on whenever you move the webcam. The clip is quite tight, but the tightness is what we need to hold the webcam properly. Alternatively, you can also use the webcam on a tripod by attaching to a tripod through this at the bottom. Now here we are recording on Tecgear Sentinel Webcam. This is exactly what it's going to look like. The colors are very well distributed in my opinion. They are a little bit more on the saturated side, but the field of view, as you see, at 69 degrees, I think it's perfect. We get to see a little bit of background, not showing the entire room at this point in time. I am sitting in a relatively dim environment. The curtains are down, a little bit of lights coming through, and that's about it. So this is low light correction happening, as well as of course the glare from the monitor is casting on my face, which is helping to light up what you see here. I'm also using the webcam's built-in microphone for this. I don't have any earphones on. I'm not speaking relatively loud. Between myself and the webcam is about, say, 35 centimeters away, and it can capture me pretty well. Now, if we compare how the Tecgear Sentinel performs against pricier webcams out there, here we are making a side-by-side comparison with the Razer Kiyo. So the Razer Kiyo is also a Full HD 1080p webcam that performs up to 30 frames per second. You can achieve a higher frame rate if you were to reduce the pixels, but assuming we're doing a 1080p to a 1080p, this is what visually it looks like. So on screen, I will be continuing to focus on the Sentinel webcam and not the Kiyo. That helps you differentiate which is which. Otherwise, I have also indicated on the screen itself which output is which. So in terms of visual, there are a few differences that's relatively obvious. First of all will be the field of view. The Sentinel operates at 69 degrees field of view, whereas the Kiyo does at 81.6 degrees.
So as you can see from the layout, you will see a wider background on the Kiyo than on the Sentinel. Otherwise, my room has remained unchanged. So it is the field of view playing a part, which means that if you have a lot of things in your background, there is more clutter you need to unclutter behind you when you are using a webcam that has a wider field of view. The second obvious difference is the colors. So I have both cameras settings at 100% at original, no changes has been made, this is default. And you can see that on the Sentinel, colors are a little bit more saturated than we have on the Kiyo. The red portions are coming out with a stronger amber red, and the black are coming out a little greenish, and that will possibly be because I am sitting in a very dim environment and both cameras are operating on their low light auto correction to put me forward, given the fact that I am also receiving a lot of glare from the monitor that is in front of me right now. So far, we have also been recording on the built-in mic of the Sentinel, and if we were to switch to the Kiyo, this is the sound recording on the Kiyo. Using the same amount of effort and the same volume that I'm speaking, the Kiyo is appearing to be relatively soft compared to the Sentinel, which means that in order to capture my voice properly, I probably require a microphone or a earphone that comes with a microphone feature. That said, the sound quality on the Kiyo is a lot more crisp, whereby it doesn't pick up as much background noise. Right now, when we were using the Sentinel, you do hear a strong buzzing sound, and that's because the webcams are positioned very close to my PC, where the fans are buzzing like crazy right now. To summarize the comparison, we mustn't forget that the Razer Kiyo is priced at 159 Singapore dollars, which is 7 times the price of the Sentinel. Of course, the Kiyo comes with other features such as a dimmable light source on the webcam itself, and you have access to all the capabilities within the NVIDIA Broadcast app that allows you to do noise cancellation, that leverages AI to change your background or to bokeh your background. But for general daily use, such as for video calls, it is really debatable if you require all those functions. Now, if we look back at the colors we spoke about earlier, do I look significantly worse off in the Sentinel? The answer is no, definitely. Some of the colors come out a little bit more saturated, but that could be corrected in settings in platforms that you use, or otherwise, in sufficient lighting, things can look better. In terms of the field of view being narrower in the Sentinel than the Kiyo, do we really need a wide-angle webcam? That is really debatable. Lastly, in terms of the sound quality, to be honest, most of us, when we do our video calls, especially for work, we use a earphone plugged in so that we are able to keep our work conversations private and not expose it to the rest of the family who's also in the same living space. So I would reckon that a lot of us will not even be using the built-in microphone feature. Also, we spoke about the privacy lens cover earlier on for the Sentinel, which means that if I choose not to show my video, all I do is this. Whereas on the Kiyo, there's nothing I can do. I have to navigate my mouse to search for the video off function in order for that to happen. Otherwise, this comes back on. The webcam on the Sentinel is also rotatable 180 degrees, which means that anytime if I'm sitting with a group of people and I want to showcase them, all I do is I turn the camera. Whereas on the Kiyo, this is not possible. This is only one angle facing, and you can only adjust upwards or downwards. I guess to conclude, if the addition of the webcam is targeted to improve your work from home setup such that you improve your visual presentation of your video calls, it makes a lot more sense to invest at $22.90 versus $159.
Now, to make the most out of your webcam, always remember to position your webcam at eye level and not lower. As from a body language perspective, this is how we mainly communicate to people and not top down, which is less appealing, and seriously, no one needs to look up what's in your nose. The second tip that I have is to avoid having a light source at your back, such as positioning yourself where you are back facing a window where strong light is coming in, or you have a strong light glaring out from the back, as this casts a shadow silhouette against your face when you're using your webcam. Instead, make sure that you have light source coming forth at your face so that it is visually more appealing. And last but not least, this is quite known but few people pay attention to is the background behind you. Right now I do have some background, I have some light, they're not very strong. It can be a little bit distracting for my audience to focus on me if, say for example, my monitor is showing something that's moving and ongoing, or otherwise clutter. If you have clutter around you, do be mindful to make clear of it. I have lots of clutter on one side, I'm just not showing it to you, and this is an example of how we make sure that we position our environment where it's least distracting and your audience can then focus on you. If you have multiple spaces in your room to position yourself for video streaming, you may like to choose an area where your back has an angle, such as a corner of a room, as it helps to give some perspective to the background, puts you more in the forefront, and that could be a good option as well. Overall, I think the Sentinel webcam is a great addition to your work from home setup, right? At $22.90 Singapore dollars, it is a very fair price to pay to enhance your visual presentation on any video calls that you have to make. It packs in the right features, and at 1080p, Full HD, this is a quality that you may not be able to achieve on many of our corporate laptops. And hence the incremental value it can bring at this cost speaks for itself. Now I've got the links to this product in my description, so do check it out if you want to find out more. Well, I hope this video has been useful for you. Please give us a like if you did enjoy it and subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, my last words would be to stay strong during this COVID-19 period. Let's do our part to do what is right to keep our family and our community safe. Now take good care, and I will see you in the next one.